Hey there, Dark Star here. We're doing a late in the evening flight. We're flying back out of Will Rogers Memorial here at the top of the world. Like almost literally the top of the world. Down to Bettles, Alaska, of course. So let's do our walk around and then we'll get our plan done, some brief, and we will get out of here. I've been working on this airport for like, I don't know, a day and a half, I guess. That is weird looking. Put in a couch over there in case anybody wants to hang out on the couch. And apparently I accidentally put in 2 fuel stations here. I didn't know this was going to render one, so I put in my own. Whoops. I'll go fix that at some point. The weather's relatively good. We have way too many windsocks. I can't figure out how to get rid of the windsocks, so I guess we're kind of stuck with that extra one over there. We got this one here. I know, it was a lot of work putting in the airport. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and get loaded up. Of course, just us as a pilot. Oops. And we're technically taking cargo. And let's see if we need any more fuel. I suspect that should be enough. Doing pretty good on the fuel. I think the plan's getting closer. And I noticed, I somehow didn't notice this in the hundreds of flights before, but Volanta actually keeps track of how much fuel you burn. All right, we're back in the Kodiak. PABR to PABT today. And you can see the time, it's getting later. I do want flight maps today, and I'll show you why. We're going to be flying over the mountains. Automatic. Oh, is it really going to be 2 hours? 1 passenger. That's an interesting route. Let's see what it gives us for altitude. Oh, only 9,000. Interesting. Okay, block fuel is actually 1281. So let's. Okay, so all right, so one reason I wanted to generate the detail maps today is it should have where is the flight map? Here they are. This one. So right about over, or this area is where we're gonna have to fly the highest. Okay. Let's get our weather. Winds 80 and 9. 6 miles visibility. -7. And 299er 8. All right, let's get going. Fuel on, battery on.
Runway landing. Gear is down for runway landing.
That's a good thing. Gear's down. Nav and beacon lights coming on. We're gonna go ahead and do a start before we get everything set up so our battery doesn't run down. Alright, so fuel, ignition, and starter. Alright, that's the happy sound. Oops, starter coming off, battery on. Avionics on. We're gonna go ahead and get taxi light on. Alright, we're departing runway 8, arriving runway 20 into Bettles, which I've never been to, so that'll be interesting. Alright, let's get environmentals on. This thing warming up. And CDI, general avionics, 299er 8. Climb to it. Look at 9,000 in. We may not climb up to 9,000 immediately though. Runway heading is, should be about there. SkyOps, Kodiak, 903, Kilo Quebec. Can we get a VIP transport going to Papa Alpha Bravo Tango?
Hold on while I check the mission queue. I'll get back to you in 1 to 2 minutes. Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec, SkyOps, hey, we got a short notice charter that needs to get off the ground right now. Mission is VIP transport for Dr. Evelyn Carter, top environmental scientist, heading to Barter Island Long Range Radar Station, Papa Alpha Bravo Alpha. She's presenting at a big Arctic climate conference. Her assistant, John Smith, is with her. We're sending your crew over now.
It is not correct, sir. SkyOps, Kodiak 903, Kilo Quebec, can we get a VIP transport to Papa Alpha Bravo Tango?
Give me a minute, let me see what we've got. I'll get back to you in a minute or two.
You gotta watch these guys.
Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec, SkyOps, hey, we got a short notice charter that needs to go right now. VIP transport for Mr. Jonathan Blake, CEO of Arctech Innovations, and his assistant to PABT. He's got a crucial business meeting. We're sending your crew over now. Expect to be airborne in a few minutes. Last mission you flew was a government official to PABR. Smooth ride. Good luck with this one. Destination is Papa Alpha Bravo Tango.
Yes. Okay. 135.3. Clearance, Kodiak 903, Kilo Quebec. We'd like to pick up IFR clearance to Papa Alpha Bravo Tango.
We'll let you know as soon as we are secure.
Clearance on request, stand by.
Is everybody secure?
Dark! Everyone's just buckled up and ready to go. Reminds me of our
Kodiak
last job.
November 903 Kilo Quebec, cleared to Bettles. Radar vectors PAQT, then is filed. Climb and maintain 900,000. Departure on 135.3 squawk 4441. Release for departure. Clearance void if not off by 0415 Zulu. Time now 0400.
Cleared to Bettles, radar vectors PAQT, then is filed. Climb and maintain 9,000. Departure on 135.3 squawk 4441. Release for departure. Clearance void if not off by 0415 Zulu. Kodiak 903 Kilo Quebec.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, read back correct.
I do believe pretty much ready to push. Let's see, we're departing runway 8, which is going to be to our left. Wiley Post Will Rogers Memorial traffic. Kodiak 903 Kilo Quebec is taxiing via Alpha to runway 8, departure to the southeast. Will Rogers traffic. Alright, let's go back. And we want to go that way. I wish it would push with the thingy. I should probably do something with that. Alright, parking brake set. Let's get rid of those things. But don't need them. I built this airport. Looking on my way around. Alright, parking brake off. Check. Beta. Seems good. We'll leave it in beta actually.
Approaching runway 8.
Wiley Post, Will Rogers Memorial traffic, Kodiak 903 Kilo Quebec is holding short runway 8 for departure to the southeast. Alright. So we got our signage in, we got our hold short marker, we got signs. I put the little things around the thing. I sunk this area in. I think worked out pretty well. This is a very brown dirt in the thing, but I kind of put this sheen over it so it kind of look icy, whatever. So I thought it worked out pretty well. Get rid of that. Alright. Strobes, landing lights. Go ahead and get our cabin lights up. We're going to get pitot heat on. We are going to consider anti-ice after we get in the air. Go ahead and go full condition lever. I did my best to line everything up just like it looks in the satellite imagery. So this enters right at the base of 8. But for 26 you have to back taxi, so. I measured the distance of these in Google Maps and made the match. And that really helped everything line up. So.
Approaching runway 8.
Alright. Let's stop here for a moment. Get flaps. Let's get our trim set. I don't like so much rudder trim.
On runway 8 remaining. 5,600 feet.
This shouldn't be here, but I can't get rid of it. I think there was one down at the other end. I don't know if it's still there. We'll see. Alright, let's get power in. Make sure the engines look good. Alright, takeoff power set. Gear coming up, laps to 10. Laps all the way up. Go ahead and go autopilot on, heading mode hold. We can go flight level change. We'll hold right about here. Let's climb up above this muck, and we need to get on departure on 1353. And let's go ahead and get that anti-ice on. And we'll need to maybe add a little more power. Departure, Kodiak 903 Kilo Quebec is with you at 1,800, climbing 9,000.
Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec, departure. I am not seeing your transponder. Confirm squawking 4441 mode, see ident one more time for me.
We did not do that. Alright, so 4441.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, radar contact 3 east of Wiley Post, Will Rogers Memorial Airport at 2,000 feet. Utqiaġvik altimeter 29904, climb and maintain 9,000, turn right heading 105, vectors to PAQT, then on course.
Altimeter 29904, climb and maintain 9,000, turn right heading 105, vectors to PAQT, then on course. Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec. Power. Ice off. Watch your power when you do that, your torque's going to go up. Might still have a little bit of room there to push that up a little. Alright, now we want to switch to vertical speed mode and we want to lower it to about, let's go 800 for a while. So we don't pop our ears. Okay, we can go taxi lights, landing lights off. Go ahead and go direct to PAQT. Why is that just... First, enter. See, I should have listened to ATC. He said turn right heading 105. I thought I was heading to PAQT, but I wasn't. I was heading to this point. something we should have done before. I keep forgetting. Power a little bit more. Status page back. So we're looking fine on fuel. I wonder if we should maybe go direct. That would shave some time off, right? So what's our... Try this. See if we can get direct to Foxtrot, India, Alpha Tango. Departure, Kodiak 903 Kilo Quebec. Can we get a direct to Foxtrot India India Alpha Tango?
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, radar contact 3 east of Wiley Post, Will Rogers Memorial Airport at 2,000 feet. Utqiaġvik altimeter 29904. Descend and maintain 9,000. Turn right heading 105. Vectors to PAQT, then on course.
Anchorage Center, can we get direct to Foxtrot India India Alpha Tango?
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, cleared direct FIIAT.
Clear direct FIIAT, Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec. Okay, so what that's gonna let us do is go bypass flight plan 01. Here we're gonna go FIIAT. Oops. I don't know what I just turned off. Enter. Kind of cool if they had a procedural texture that you could drop in that would pick up the surrounding area and kind of cleanse it to ground texture. So like try to eliminate buildings and shadows and things out of it, make it just the local ground texture. Maybe even just have a cache of those lying around. So if it's used in a certain area, it pulls that region's generic ground texture, and maybe seasonal too. It's just really hard to match the look when you're doing an airport, unless it's, you know, fairly generic looking. Oh, it is flat out here. So many little lakes and ponds and stuff, so. See if we can do something here. Okay, 1 is standby, 4 is altitude. So now I can make the transponder work. Let's try it. Let's see. Okay, that's not working. One is standby. Seem to be working now. weather. According to this, we should be able to clear the terrain at 9,000. So we'll see what happens. Looks like we might have some storms out there. There also should be a canyon that we can follow. If the weather's not too bad, might cancel IFR and give that a shot. What is Blarm? Blarm would appear to be the TCAS threat data, but not the configuration itself. There may be a TCAS mode. Let's see, what is that? TCAS. Intruder bearing. TCAS mode. I don't know if this has any way to change the TCAS mode though. Merely viewing it doesn't change the setting. It's currently 1. Let's try... Try setting it to 0 if we can find it. Huh. Zero, 1, 2. Okay, well I can set it anyway.
Kodiak, November 903, Kilo, Quebec. Contact Anchorage Center on 119.4.
Anchorage Center on 119.4, Kodiak, 3 Kilo, Quebec. Contact him in a minute. Stand by. Alt. Okay, that's working better now. Although I think I might want to try changing on let's see if we can set it to ground. It's 5. I bet this doesn't have one. Oh, it does switch to ground. Okay, but these buttons are swapped, so I need to change this one to 5. And that one to 4. Alright, now if I go here, it'll be altitude reporting. If I go there, it'll be ground. So we have standby, out on, and altitude reporting and ground. Cool. I don't know, yeah, I don't know about gas modes. It's changing it, but I don't know if it means anything. In this plane, there's always other planes, so it's good to know how to set things up. So now I think every switch on here now is tied to a function.
Kodiak, November 903, Kilo, Quebec. Contact Anchorage Center on 119.4.
Going to Anchorage Center on 119.4, Kodiak, 3 Kilo, Quebec. Anchorage Center, Kodiak, 903 Kilo, Quebec is with you at 9,000.
Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec, Anchorage Center. Good evening, Dead Horse, altimeter 29904.
Altimeter 29904, Kodiak, 3 Kilo, Quebec. Let's go look at our planned burn was 899, but we shortcutted this route, I think, so might do better than that. Block 1281 route was 343 nautical miles. let's update our Navigraph chart to be kind of more what we're actually flying. So I'm going to take that out. Now we were going to FIIAT, right? I've been watching so many SDK tutorial videos and reading up on taxiway signs. Oh yeah, one thing I did that's kind of funny is on my radio panel, I can hit a button and see my current fuel. So I have 895 pounds of fuel right now. So that way I can monitor it without going to here. Left, right, combined 894. Yep, 893. And on the other window it has my fuel burn in pounds. Of course it's rounded, so it's a 7. It's like close to 7 pounds per gallon. It is. I was trying to get these dials working, but I haven't got that working yet. Somebody needs to do something super interesting for seaplanes. I don't know, some kind of docking system or something would be nice. I guess you need GSX for seaplanes or something. I feel like we got an altitude update that I ignored. $299904. Up in here is where things might get tight altitude-wise. And 8 minutes of fuel. That's this burn rate. 46 minutes to go. That's gonna put me in pretty late for sure. About 45 minutes to go. Don't know how to get to these, but this would be really nice, auto taxi charts. I don't know if it's supported. Maybe this is just a dummy screen, but we have the charts. Now, I think HF1 is check. Alright, well, we're planning on coming in at 20. Oh my goodness. See, how do we get... Well, there's an RNAV on 2, but we're not doing that one. Ah, here we go. $190, yeah, so we come into 20. Let's see, 190 at 610 statute miles, fuel at 6,000, broken at 7,500, broken at 9,000. Can't tell. Is that? I don't know why that way. Maybe that's 7 minus 4. 7 degrees. Would expect it to be minus 7 right now, but how do you scroll that, I wonder? Weather. Yeah, I don't see any way to scroll that. Let's see, let's go back to the map. Let's get rid of BTT. Ugh. Looks clear on it. Enter. And then we're gonna go procedure, select approach, visual 2.0. Load that. And that weird swervy thing is because it adds the airport here. I wonder if we should add some of these waypoints in here. Nah, that's fine. anti-ice on here. Some icing here. We're not going to fly into that mountain. We're going to turn. Let's go ahead and get anti-ice on though. I think once we get through this, it should clear back up. Power to make up for anti-ice effects.
Kodiak
Expect the RNAV runway 20 approach into Bettles in about 20 minutes. Kodiak, 3 Kilo Quebec. Now, I don't know what you're talking about. An RNAV, because I don't think we had one. There is one. Okay. Traffic way down below us. No way we can see them though. Anchorage Center, Kodiak, 3 Kilo Quebec. Request direct to Kilo India Yankee Echo Papa.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, cleared direct Kiev.
Direct Kiev. Kodiak, 3 Kilo Quebec. Okay, that puts us about 60 minutes from public ascent. Not really keeping up with the cockpit temperature. We're freezing up here. I don't know why there's such a disparity between the two. Really, that one's too hot. Anchorage approach on 124.6, Kodiak, 3 Kilo Quebec. 124.6, right? Yeah, okay. Anchorage approach, Kodiak, 903 Kilo Quebec is with you at 9,000.
Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec, Anchorage approach, good evening, Anaqtuġvik Pass, altimeter 2980.
Altimeter 2980, Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec. Fuel. Man, I love being able to check that with just a touch of a button and not screw up this. Or maybe not screw it up, but tie it up. I can do two separate things. So one of the other things Hangar can do that's pretty cool is you can set up these touch panel displays. So, and you can put widgets and stuff on here, and then it'll share it on a URL. So I'm playing around with some of those, and I have it on my phone. So that web page is on my phone, and I can do things like, in theory, let's see, I don't think I can do that, but I can switch to heading mode. Yeah, so see, now we're in heading mode, and then I can switch back to nav. Yeah. So that's kind of neat. It's a little small because of how much stuff I have on there. I need to take some stuff off and make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to use, but it's also, I mean, you can have other instruments. I'm hoping he'll build out something that's sort of like this, maybe minus synthetic vision, but just, you know, a combined widget that shows your deets. Like I have kind of a CDI and I have a RPM, although it's meant more for a small plane. Yeah, it's definitely not displaying right, although the RPM should be 2,130, but it's showing pegged at 3,000. The transponder's not working either. It's showing 1200, not 4441. That's okay. I hope we make it before the sun sets. Alright, let's pull some power out. Get our anti-ice off, and then get our power set back again. Way up here. So you can see here where the runway's on this side, but the ILS is aligned over here, so it's kind of funny that it doesn't show my loaded airport. But this is what the satellite imagery looked like before I got there, including this plane being here, you know, on the texture. I need to put in the turnouts. I didn't do that yet. This is definitely not what it looks like right now. I mean, it looks like even in this picture, they're prepping this area to be the runway. So, and it did. It moved over to here, and it's longer now too. All the way down to here. Let's do about there, I would say. Anyway, it was kind of interesting to build that out. Let's put our actual approach in here. Yeah, so we're going to key up and then down on in. Gravelly, maybe? How do you have an RNAV? Concrete, okay. Couldn't ask for a better view though, and I think we're going to make it before sunset, so that's good. hit that. Anchorage approach, Kodiak 903 Kilo Quebec. We're ready to start our descent.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, descend at your discretion.
Descend at our discretion. Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Maintain present heading vectors for the RNAV runway 20 approach, altimeter 2983.
Descend and maintain 5,000. Maintain present heading vectors for the RNAV runway 20 approach, altimeter 2983. Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, descend and maintain 5,000 feet, altimeter 2983.
Yeah, we established that already. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Maintain present heading for the RNAV runway 20 approach, altimeter 2983, Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec. Power there.
Kodiak November 903 Kilo Quebec, proceed direct Kiev, descend and maintain 2400 feet until established, cleared for the RNAV runway 20 approach.
Proceed direct Kiev, descend and maintain 2,400 feet until established, cleared for the RNAV runway 20 approach, Kodiak 3 Kilo Quebec. Okay, we're just going to go back on nav here until we're past this guy, and then we're going to go direct Kiev. Anything? Hello down there. Man, that's so pretty. Okay. Alright, let's think about this approach here just a little bit. go off of VNAV and do that and activate approach mode. There we go. Okay, anti-ice is on, lights coming on. Go full prop RPM. Ignition lever is high idle. Yep, we're going to be about 5 nautical miles out and on the glide slope. It looks like our final heading is 197. Hard to tell.
Kodiak, November 903, Kilo, Quebec, radar services terminated. Bettles Airport at your 3 o'clock, 7 miles. Change to advisory frequency approved. Squawk VFR, report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency.
Anchorage Center, Kodiak, 903, Kilo, Quebec. Request cancel IFR.
Kodiak, November 903, Kilo, Quebec, roger. Radar services terminated. Squawk VFR, frequency change approved.
Bettles traffic, Kodiak 903, Kilo, Quebec is inbound to land runway 20, 5 nautical miles out on final. Alright, we're gonna go gear down, flaps 10. Flaps 20. Flaps full.
Approaching runway 20.
Runway landing. Gear. Runway landing.
Winds are pretty calm, 5 knot headwind, little tiny crosswind here and there. There's a house right there at the end of the runway, but okay. Looks like we're gonna back taxi here once we land. A little bumpy there. This is just having us taxi to fuel. Nope. Bettles traffic, Kodiak, 903 Kilo Quebec is clear of the runway. Taxiing to general aviation parking.
Approaching runway 20.
Kodiak, November 903 Kilo Quebec, taxi to stand parking 1 at your discretion. Good evening.
Thought I was on CTAF.
Approaching runway 20.
Not. Interesting. Set. Okay, flaps up, lights off, heaters off, cabin lights off. SkyOps Kodiak 903 Kilo Quebec. We have arrived and the mission is completed.
Nice work. VIP delivered safe. Well done.
Yeah, I don't know why that side never works. Hey there. Nice. Magic hour. Just barely made it in the daylight. Alright, we will catch you next time. Thanks for joining.